everybody, Robert Waldman, ready for another movie review on a gorgeous day. This time I'm coming to you from a great home with a beautiful backdrop of Deer Lake in beautiful Burnaby, British Columbia. First off, I want to wish everybody good health and lots of happiness because we've got a happy movie for you, just to put you in the right mood. A romantic comedy that really sparkles. The movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's a classic, one of the nicest, best, most recognized and popular romantic movies of all time. Made in 1961 by comical director Blake Edwards, who became even more famous with the Pink Panther movies of Peter Sellers. This movie stars Audrey Hepburn. What an actress. She plays Holly Golightly. She's a socialite living it up in New York, but she's got a few problems. I guess you could say her best friend is a cat. That is, until a handsome man decides to move upstairs in her apartment. The man's name, George Varjak, played by George Peppard. Suave, debonair, and just a nice all-around guy. Now you see, Mr. Varjak, I should say Paul Varjak, he's a writer, but he's got a bit of writer's block, and he also has a lady friend. Meanwhile, you could say that Holly Golightly has her own problems. She goes from guy to guy to guy. She doesn't really settle down. But above all, she loves diamonds, especially Tiffany's. She dreams of working at Tiffany's, of buying a bauble. The question is whether her new friend upstairs may help do the trick. Do they connect? Hard to say. What a great supporting cast. Martin Balsam, he's like a Hollywood producer who's sort of interested in Holly, big time. Also, upstairs, a little bit of off-key comedy by way of Mickey Rooney. He plays a Japanese individual, and he's also very upset with all the parties and all the noise that emanates from Holly's apartment. And I gotta tell you, when they put on a party with those New York socialites, it's really a fun time. Now, Mickey Rooney later on in life, and Blake Edwards, would say that they were, what's the word? They would have liked to have taken that role back. Mickey Rooney said he didn't know at the time, but a white man playing a Japanese character would create such a stir, especially years later. So you have to give these filmmakers and these actors credit for realizing that at the time, if they would have known better, they wouldn't have had somebody white play a Japanese character. Even today, when Breakfast at Tiffany's is shown on television, on video on demand or what have you, on cable companies, there's actually a bit of a warning. You could say maybe a little bit of political correctness gone amok, because nobody wanted that role to be stereotypical, to deliberately hurt Japanese people. And I'm glad they've come out, I guess, saying that, hey, we made a mistake. But you will not make a mistake by seeing this movie. The story actually came from writer extraordinaire Truman Capote, who later on gave us In Cold Blood. Wonderful, serious movie about a couple of gangsters, killers, played with zest by, amongst others, Robert Blake. Also, Jed Clampett himself, Buddy Ebsen, stars as Doc Golightly. He is an estranged husband or ex-husband to Holly, so it's a little bit tender to see him appear on the scene, see how he's still pining for his ex-wife. But Holly says, hey Doc, time to move on. So a little bit touching in a way. But I gotta tell you, Breakfast at Tiffany's, it's a wonderful romantic comedy. And that song, that theme song, at the beginning, during the movie, and at the end, the song Moon River, unforgettable. Many people will recognize Moon River as Andy Williams' signature song, but it actually was Audrey Hepburn that first sang this wonderful romantic melody. Audrey Hepburn, you can't say enough about this lady. Besides being a great actress, she was also a humanitarian. She was an ambassador, a goodwill ambassador for UNICEF, and she worked tirelessly for that United Nations children's charity. As a matter of fact, interestingly enough, Audrey Hepburn took over from another comedian, Danny Kaye, who was the original goodwill ambassador for UNICEF. And, by the way, after Audrey Hepburn left UNICEF, I guess because of age, health, what have you, the next ambassador for UNICEF was none other than Roger Moore, the Saint in Agent 007. So it just shows you that some charities that involve children really capture the hearts of prominent people who want to do their best for others. On a scale of 1 to 10, I gotta give Breakfast at Tiffany's, especially with that beautiful romance. You're not sure whether the two young people are going to connect or not, but you've got that great soundtrack, Moon River. I give it a 9. Thank you for watching. Robert Waldman from Movie World. Hope to see you soon.